Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm Jessie and this is the Knit Up and Dye podcast, episode 89, What You Make It. As always, I'm going to start out with my thank yous. I have my cheat sheet handy here because there are so many of you that I wish to extend my gratitude to. Special thank you goes out to all of my subscribers, both new and ongoing. I love you guys. What you see here is all about you. Send me your feedback, ask your questions. I would love to answer them. Hello goes out to David, Linda, Margaret, Kate W., Karen, and Suzanne. Thank you for adding me to your lives. Special love and thanks go out to, deep breath, Diane, Christy, Barbara, Faye, Julie, Janelle, Erica, Cynthia, Adriana, Wayne, Sonia, Patricia, Lisa Lette, Cappy, Kath, Benty, Christy, Neetsy, Charlotte, Chris, Roseanne, Linda, Marie, Eve, Jenny, David, Donna, Betty Ann, Scott and John, Kate, Janet, and Terry at Unwound, Monica, Bex, Carolyn, Nancy, and Rachel. Much love goes out to my Zoom family, Robert, Roz, Paula, Brian, Jen, Elizabeth, Nicole M, Nicole B, Katie, Shirley, Tracy, and Georgianne. And a hello and very warm thank you go out to my patrons. You honor me. You make this possible. So, we've all had Thanksgiving here in the U.S. Certainly, if you're not in the United States and you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, any day is a great day to celebrate your gratitude, your thankfulness for all the things that you have, whether it is a roof over your head, friends, family, possessions, whatever it is that you're grateful for. Take time to stop and really appreciate and honor those things. I've been knitting. Not a lot. It was a nice long holiday weekend. I had a 4-day weekend, but I was careful not to over knit, which is important because I did take a lot of time off. I had 4 days where I could really just sit down and do a whole lot of nothing. And sometimes that's really what you need to do is nothing. I had some nice meals with my husband, sat down and watched one of my annual favorites. I got to watch the Kennel Club show. I love the dog shows. Really just hung out and watched bad movies with my husband and spent time together. And in and around all that, I did do a little bit of knitting. Again, pacing myself, making sure I don't wreck my shoulder out again because it's just not worth it. Being in pain at your own hand is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So if you have an injury, be mindful, take care of yourself, please. I want you to be happy this holiday season. I started a new cowl for myself. I have wanted a black accessory for a long time now, and I've always had fear of working with black yarn. I've done it a little bit in the past, messing around with small things, but never a full-size black project. And I'm acutely aware that you need to have very good lighting for that. And of course, as the years go on and my glasses strengthen each year, now is the right time for me to be working with black yarn before I can't work with black yarn. But I've wanted a cowl for a while now, and I decided to create a new design with a texture stitch in it to really make the most of that yarn. The further I get into this, the more I love it, and the more I'm thinking that I want to do another black yarn project. I have a collection of black yarns. I do. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I love the color black. I wear black a lot in my daily wardrobe, and therefore I collected yarns that I was afraid to use. I think we all do that. I think we all have a special yarn, whether it's a special fiber or a special color that we fear using because somehow we're concerned that whatever project we choose isn't going to be good enough, is not going to honor it enough, is not going to satisfy the beauty that we have imparted on this project that we think it deserves. And the reality is, likely you have more yarn than you're going to be able to knit in the rest of your life. Why wait? Make it wonderful. It's going to be whatever it is. It's going to be whatever you make it. And if you select a pattern that you love and you have a yarn that you already love, how could it go wrong? How could it go wrong? That's like having your favorite actor in a B movie. Even if it's a bad movie, it's still going to be pretty good. Your favorite actor's in it. Play, try, give it a go. Worst case scenario, cast it on, knit a little bit of it, and rip it back out. If you're gentle, you're not going to damage your yarn, and you'll still have all the potential and all the love you have of that yarn with the opportunity to play with it again. So I have my yarn to that end. I have a Cascade Venezia. It is, again, I don't have my label. It is a wool and mulberry silk blend. It's black yarn. And I have cast on this lovely texture stitch. Hopefully we're going to be able to see it here. And I'm just knitting in the round with a nice long cast on to create a long drapey cowl. I am going to block this, and I'm going to block it relatively aggressively. It's not lace, but I do want to really open it up. It has some garter stitch squares in it, and I want to open that up and make the most of it. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. But I do want it to be a little bit drapier than what I'm seeing here on the needle now. A little bit drapier. Not a lot. Not enough that I want to rip this out and change my needle. It's ultimately a cowl, and it is a winter, cold weather cowl. So having some stand up to it, let's see if I can do it, having some stand up to it is okay, versus having it be fully drapey. Because I want to be able to have something that, if it's cold, I can pull that up and it'll stay there and not just slide straight down. I'm loving this project. I really am. I was so afraid that it was going to be so frustrating in the black that I wasn't going to enjoy it, and I really am. Now, mind you, I'm picking my battles. I knit this in bright light in the sun, sitting in the sunlight in the mornings. I do have a, what is it called? An LED light that is on an extender arm that I pull out that I can put right over me so I can see it. And it's really about having the right tools for the job too. I'm using, I think these are my Chai-Goos. They are a lace needle. They've got a nice sharp point on them on purpose so that they get into the whole stitch, and I'm not splitting stitches or missing stitches. It's working lovely. I'm very, very happy with it. Having the right tools for the right material makes a huge difference. If your yarn is splitting, seriously consider changing your needles. Often your needle is part of the problem. I'm revising pattern as I go. The row gauge is a little bit stronger than I expected it was. When I did my swatch, I measured it out, and I'm not sure. I ripped my swatch out. I farmed that yarn and reused it. But I'm not sure if I measured incorrectly or if my row gauge has changed a little bit. It seems to be a little bit stronger than I thought it was, so I may not do as many reps as I initially was thinking. Certainly when I block it, because the garter rows are the, what appears to be the width of this, it's going to get a little bit bigger anyway. But like all knitting, when you block it, you need to remember that if you make it wider this way, it's going to get shorter this way, and if you make it taller this way, it's going to get narrower this way. And it is a cowl, so once it's off the needles, I'll determine how strongly I'll block it, how much I want to open it up versus make it longer, whether I want it taller or want you understand me. That's why you're here. Thank you. It's madness. It's madness. And the calculations that we go through to get what we want and to make it what we want. This is exactly what I want. I'm thrilled. This is going to be so pretty with my black winter coat. This is going to be so pretty under God knows how many sweaters and turtlenecks and vests that I wear in my office. It's going to be really nice, and I am so encouraged by it. I am loving it so much that I am quite seriously considering risking my sanity and knitting some black lace as well. we'll see. We'll see. With the right light, why not? Why not? I love black lace. I love black lace, especially in a fingering sport weight gauge. This is a sport weight. I think it's just really pretty. I think it's a beautiful accessory. I would love to do it. We'll see. We'll get there. In the meantime, I only have maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe either 1 or 1.5 inches to go on this, depending on how I feel once I get the next 1 inch done. So reasonably, I may be able to get this bound off by next week, and that would make me so happy because we definitely have the colder weather setting in, and it would be nice to have this to wear. That's going well. That's going very well. I also did a little bit of preparatory knitting. As I told you all, I got permission to do the Skwerkel tutorial, and I wanted to make sure that my tutorial included showing you the math to be able to knit this at any gauge. The Skwerkel sock pattern, which I'm talking about, has been written in such a way that it's not necessarily a pattern so much as a formula. It's brilliant. General Hog Buffer, I love your brain. But it's designed in such a way that no matter what your cast on is, the formula works out. You can do a little bit of math and the pattern works for whatever stitch count you have. So I am working it up on a worsted size so that we have the ability to look at the math. I'm going to knit a couple of tutorial samples to different stages of the pattern so that I can show you what each stage entails that's different from a standard sock pattern. Just so that we have the best opportunity possible to review this really, really cool pattern. If you do not know what I'm talking about, please take a look at my project pages on Ravelry, or pop on over to Ravelry and do a quick search for Skwerkel. Really a fun pattern that makes beautiful, beautiful use of self-patterning yarns. And as you can see, this is not a self-patterning, self-striping yarn. This is just a yarn. It has a really neat kind of a fade transition going on in it. This is Liberty Wool. It's by Classic Elite Yarns. This particular colorway, did they name it? It's made in Italy. They just call it color 7897, but I thought it was a really pretty color. It goes down into kind of some mauve and pinks and some golds. It's a very pretty color. And why not have a nice pair of house socks? Happy to do that. So I did start that process, and I have probably another week of prep before I'll be ready to film that tutorial, just so that I have everything lined up and we can move forward with that. Very excited to do that. I want to give that pattern the attention it deserves. I love it. I have knit 3 or 4 pairs of Skwerkel now and just love that pattern. It's so simple. It's a vanilla sock. It just has a really unique heel treatment. And as I go forward with it and really gain a strong understanding of it, the beauty of teaching a pattern is that you learn it inside and out. The more I gain that in-depth understanding of the concept of it, the more I'm thinking that I might want to try a version of it with some patterning involved and see what that does. Anywho, that's the knitting that I've done this week, and I'm really excited about it. What else have I been doing? So I got the edits back. Yay! For Barn Dance. Thank you so much. There was some data loss. It definitely needs to be test knit. At one point I had actually considered skipping the test knit process because it's so much like the farmhouse shawl that really, if the numbers are good, the test knit's fine. Unfortunately, with some data loss and some recovery, rebuilding the pattern, I want to be absolutely sure before I go releasing it that everything is cool. So I've reached out to some test knitters that had previously volunteered. I don't guarantee I reached all of you. If you are interested, let me reach this, in being a test knitter of the Barn Dance shawl, this is the 3-color version of Farm Dance. If you're interested, please reach out to me and let me know. You are perfectly welcome to knit this in your own yarns, or you're welcome to purchase a 3-color kit from me using the featured yarn. I will have deep discounts for my test knitters because I love you guys. So certainly if you're looking at this and you're thinking you would like to be one of the test knitters, if you're a brave soul, reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. What does test knitting involve? That's always one of those nerve-wracking things. People hear the word test and they think that they are the ones under the gun. The reality is I'm the one being tested. If you opt to be a test knitter for me, what's going to happen? You're going to receive the pattern. If you opt, you're going to receive the yarn. You're then going to sit down and knit a project. And I ask that you knit the pattern exactly as it's written because we're testing the pattern, and enjoy the process. If you come up on something that you don't understand, that seems a little complicated or could be said in a better way, if it makes absolutely no sense, or you see that there's a typo or my math is bad, you send me an email. If it's a problem that I can quickly solve, I'm going to send you the new information. I'm going to update the pattern. I'm going to send everybody the new version of the pattern. If it's a big deal, it may take me a couple days, and I'll send an alert out to everyone to let them know I'm working on resolving an issue. Otherwise, you knit and you enjoy. And when you're all said and done, you have a beautiful finished project and you've helped me. There is no hard criteria. You don't have to have test knit before. You only have to be able to handle the basic stitches in this. In fact, if you're a newer test knitter, you're even more welcome because I want my patterns to work for knitters of all levels, whether you're an expert knitter who's been knitting for 40 some years, or you are a new knitter and you've been knitting for 4 months. I want this to work for everyone, and I want to be sure that my language and my pattern instructions work for everyone. So be brave, step forward. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I would love to get this out. For those of you panicking going, but it's the holidays, I don't have time for a test knit. I'm looking at a deadline way out. I'm looking at February 2nd. I do not want to rush anybody. I don't want anybody to feel that they have to miss out on their holiday festivities. Not that any of us would, knit through family time. I want everybody to be relaxed about it. And certainly if you're knitting along on your test knit and it's just not working for you timeline-wise, communicate. We can make this work for everyone, I promise. Moving on. We did the Ornament Exchange. Yes, that was so much fun. All of the packages, the last of the packages, I had them going out all of last week. The last of the packages went out on Friday. Everyone should expect to have their ornaments by Tuesday, 2 days from now, at the latest is my expectation, barring snow, barring whatever else happens. If you were part of the exchange and you're waiting for your box, if you had ornaments that you sent to me and you're expecting ornaments back and you don't see it by Tuesday, please let me know. Certainly feel free to share photos, share them in our group on Ravelry, share them on Instagram, share them on Facebook, spread the love. We loved this. We had so much fun. The ornaments were beautiful. Really, I can't speak highly enough of the love and the talent that you all put into this. Beautiful. I'm borderline embarrassed by mine. Some of you used crystals and beads, and some of you used stripes and beautiful patterns, and they were so pretty and so heartfelt. To spread them all out and to exchange them around the group was just such a heartwarming and exciting project for me. I loved every minute of it, and it was a little chaotic. We had a couple tables covered with boxes and packages and piles of ornaments, and honestly, I wish I had taken more photos of everything. I wish I had, I should have filmed it. Honestly, I should have filmed it. It was chaos and it would have been difficult to film, but the energy in my studio and the joy and the surprise, I often didn't look at the ornaments until we got to the actual exchange point. I would check your package to make sure that everything was good inside, that there was nothing damaged. But outside of cursory checks, I didn't really dig in and look at all the ornaments until it was time to do the exchange. And it was Christmas in here. I would open it up, oh my goodness, look at the, John, you gotta come see. It was everything. It was great fun, and I so look forward to doing this again next year. And I think we're going to start a little bit earlier next year, only because a lot of people ran into time crunches at the end, and we did have a little bit of dropout. I feel really bad for the people that didn't get to participate due to injuries or time constraints, but I think we're going to have probably a bigger group next year, and that's even more exciting, and that does require a little bit of effort in the big swap in here at the end. It was fun, and I'd love to have this be a huge event. So keep your eye out. We'll see what's happening next year. I have a giveaway going on. The drawing for the giveaway is next weekend. It is a project bag and yarns. I'm going to insert the picture here. Lovely, lovely drawing prize. Easy to enter. Pop on back to episode 86. Leave me a comment there telling me how you found me. You want extra entries. You have your friends subscribe to me, and you have them leave a note telling me that they found me because of you. Drawing is going to be next episode, on the December 2nd episode. And I can't wait to get this out to the winner. It's open worldwide, so tell the world. Dyeing. I did a little bit of dyeing. I really have been taking a break from my dyeing. And yes, I know y'all want to buy yarn this season as gifts for yourselves and gifts for others. My gift to myself is I'm taking a break. I'm just not going at it as aggressively as I normally do. I'm doing essential dyeing. I'm doing the dyeing that I love. I'm doing dyeing for projects. I'm doing dyeing for my shop, and I'm doing dyeing for my Patreon. I'm not stuffing my shop full. In fact, honestly, as soon as I put stuff in, it seems to disappear. So I've had some rollover in the shop very quickly. So if you're not catching the updates, make sure you're following me on Etsy so that you can see those. I will try to post when I'm doing updates. I will try to hit a photo and get it up on Instagram so you know it's happening, so you don't miss out. But I'm not heavy stock loading. Things are going to be in small quantity, and they're going to be very special, so catch them when you can. I have all the dyeing done for the Patreon drawing, which is also next episode. Next episode's going to be big. We're going to do the giveaway drawing. We're going to do the Patreon drawings. And this month's colorway for Patreon is Snow in the Headlights. Here it is. This is it on the 100 gram, and this is it on the 50 gram skeins. This is our new level. We have the new 50 gram skein. It's so pretty. I just love it. I love this colorway. It's called Snow in the Headlights, and I'm very excited to get this out to all my patrons this month. The drawing levels, of course, you have the opportunity to get a 100 gram skein. Otherwise, if you're on the levels that have the guaranteed skeins, they're yours. And there's still time to get in on that. You can go and sign up for Patreon now. The beauty of Patreon is that there's exclusive content there. I have been doing a design project, and I'm really offering an in-depth look through blog posts and photos of my entire design process and what I go through, what considerations I have as I develop a new pattern. There's an exclusive pattern in the works over there that is ultimately going to be a kit. For as little as $1, you have access to all of the exclusive content, whether it's the worksheets over there, the upcoming classes that we're going to be doing. We're very close to goal on those. And certainly all of the other exclusive content, such as the design process work. Yay! Also, if you missed it, if you are a patron and you haven't been checking your patron emails, you want to pop over there. There is an opportunity to get some of the exclusive colorways in additional skeins. So check that out. What else has been going on? Oh, I have a product that I love that I wanted to talk to you guys about very, very briefly. As knitters, we have a tendency to give knitting gifts to other knitters. We're all knitworthy. We respect and understand what goes into a knitted project, and therefore we're very likely to give knitted projects to other knitters. Some of us have allergies. I love wool. I absolutely adore wool. However, I have specific allergies to certain blends. For example, I'm allergic to alpaca. I don't dye any alpaca blends. I don't purchase any alpaca blend yarns. I don't 100% alpaca right out. In fact, I can't even visit an alpaca farm. How sad is that? I've been there. I did it once. Thought I was gonna die. They're beautiful. I love all of our woolly friends, but unfortunately, I have an allergy. Some people have allergies to even just plain merino wool, and that causes problems for them. However, we receive beautiful, beautiful gifts from our fellow knitters, and we want to wear them and we want to enjoy them. There's a product to help us. No, it's not Benadryl. No, you do not have to take an allergy pill. If you're wearing it against your skin, the worst you're going to get is itchy and maybe a rash. And for that, we have this super cool product called, sorry, I'm checking to make sure I'm saying it right, Gloves in a Bottle. It is a moisturizing lotion. Comes in just a little bottle here. This one is 3.4 fluid ounces, 100 milliliters. And it is, like I said, just a little lotion. This one's brand new. I haven't even taken the foil off yet. But like its name says, it's gloves in a bottle. It creates a protective sealing layer on your skin so that if I receive, which I have, a alpaca scarf, it's beautiful. She beaded it. I can just put a little bit of this lotion right around my neck before I wear it, and it protects me. I don't itch, and I don't break out in a rash, and I can wear that beautiful alpaca gift. If you are somebody dealing with fiber allergies, if you have a gorgeous alpaca yarn that you would like to knit up as a gift for somebody else, rub it on your hands. It's a glove. This just is a second skin and a protector, and it enables us that opportunity to enjoy the fibers that we are allergic to. The entire world is available on Amazon. I'm quite sure this is likely there. I picked this product up through Keller's Meat Market. Generally, you can find this product at any nutrition store, or Whole Foods Market has it. Really a fantastic product. If you have other questions about this, if you'd like more information, or if you'd like me to find a link to it for you, let me know and I will get this out to you. Can't recommend this highly enough. The first time I came across this was in my local yarn store about a decade ago, and the women there were so fantastic. They immediately were like, you have an allergy? You want to try this. This is wonderful. It is dermatologist prescribed. It is hypoallergenic. It is available. It's not a you need a prescription. It's a your dermatologist says you need this. Fantastic. Cannot speak highly enough of this. To that end, I had a viewer, I actually had like 4 viewers reach out to me and point out the very, very obvious that if I love black accessories and I'm a dyer, I could knit it in white and dye it in black when I'm done. You can. And it's a brilliant, easy way to handle the knit with black or knit with fine or knit with dark solution. The issue is, for me, black yarns, it takes a lot of dye to create a black yarn, to create a truly black yarn. Black dye, dependent on your maker, your base, has a tendency to either fall in the blue-black or the red-black spectrum. And to get a true, strong, dark black, it takes a lot of dye. I'm sensitive to this dye. Generally, when I purchase black yarn, I buy black yarns from a commercial producer. Their dye is not as... I'm not as sensitive to it. I'm not as sensitive to it. It's set a little bit differently than we set ours. It's handled a little bit differently. It's a different concentration. Whereas if I knit this in white and then I tried to dye it with my acid dyes, I'd be using a lot of this to wear it. It's just a sensitivity, and different dyes in dark concentrations can cause allergic responses, and so handy dandy product. So why did I name this episode What You Make It? It's a reminder to myself, it's a reminder to all of us that our world, our existence, our experience, whether it's a knitting project or it's a holiday with the family, is all about how we enter into it, what we carry with us, and what we choose it to be. We make our experiences. If you set out with the mindset that you're going to be stressed, that you're going to be upset, that it's going to be a difficult time, that you're going to be overwhelmed or busy, you're going to get exactly that. Whereas, if you set out with the mindset that this is a joyful, relaxing, happy time that is to be treasured, that we have to be grateful for, that's what we're going to get. Setting your intentions is not just about imparting energy into a project or forcing ourselves to relax. It's about the entire experience. It's about how we are perceived and how we perceive. And making sure that you set your intention for your holiday experience will make your holiday experience that much more. Yeah, bad things happen, and you may end up stressed. You may end up stressed because a package came at the wrong time, the wrong item showed up, it didn't show up at all. You may be stressed because your vehicle is broken down and you just don't have the energy and the money to handle that right now. Or you can laugh and say, okay, this is what we're doing right now. And if I make the best of it, if I say, yep, we're on the side of the road for a half an hour while we wait for AAA, let's play a word game. Let's pull out our knitting. Let's spend time together. Oh, the package is late. We get to have Christmas again later when it shows up. Oh, it's the wrong color. Oh well. That doesn't make the holiday itself less. Your choices make it less or make it more. I need the reminder in my life that my intention, that my mindset, that my attitude going into the holiday season sets it up. If I worry that there's going to be a lot of stress at work, there's going to be a lot of stress at work. If I decide that this is time to spend with the people that I spend more time with than my family, and I can make that a good time, then that's what I'm going to get. intention is much bigger than just putting love into a project. It's putting love out into the world. And that's what the holidays are really about. Sharing the love and sharing the experience and putting love out into the world. And love does not have to have a price tag. And love does not need to have a delivery date. It can be anytime, anywhere, all the time, for free. It's what we make it. Make it great. Make it fun. And know that no matter what you give of yourself, just the act of giving is what makes you so worthy and makes you enough. Risk it. Be vulnerable. Tell somebody how much you appreciate them. That's what this season is about. Appreciation and gratitude. It's what we make it. So that's everything I have for you guys this week. It has been a pleasure spending time with you. And if I haven't said it already, I really want to emphasize and impart on you how grateful I am for the opportunity to do this, for the feedback I get from you, and from the sense of community that we have. It means the world to me. So much so that we're all the way up to episode 89. Can you believe that? Ah, we're going to see 100 in no time flat. Thank you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.